What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Tower Defense Tuesday. Let me start this video off by saying this game is awful. It's full of bugs. It has language translations in it that are so bad it makes Google Translate look like a master linguist. Even at the price point of $3.99, it is debatably overpriced. However, with all that being said, I just can't turn the game off, as it is just crazy enjoyable to play. Now, I'm talking about one of the 69,420 games on Steam named Outpost, and this one is kind of a tower defense meets incremental idle game. Let's just jump right on into a game and check out what it has to offer. Now, as I mentioned, the game is $3.99. Is it worth $3.99? Well, I think realistically you'll get like between 8 to 10 hours of play out of it if you go through and complete all of the content that is currently in the game. So you have to decide for yourself, is 10 hours of kind of idle, incremental enjoyment worth $4 to you? To me, it kind of was. Like I said, it's an awful game. It's terrible. But it is incredibly fun to play, and it does have a lot of potential if the developer will just go in and clean the game up. Now let's go ahead and get a new playthrough started. As we go through, we're going to go ahead and choose English so we can get the full effect of the terrible translation. And here we go. Commander, we are out of energy. Shit. Alice, take it easy. There are many minerals and some monsters in a surrounding planet. Waiting here, I will be back soon. Yes, Commander, we just need 10,000 diamonds for this ship to move. Now, if we look up in the top left-hand corner, we've got some gold diamonds and some purple diamonds. The gold diamonds are the progression in a match itself. The purple diamonds are your long-term progression that will provide the unlocks. Now, these currencies go hand in hand, as the values to upgrade, say, a gun is going to be exactly the same in the match with gold as it's going to be after the match is over with purple. Now, there's two different modes. You do have to unlock these. I personally enjoy the classic mining mode more. Basically, we're going to be mining these gold and purple crystals, and we're having to defend while we're doing that. The auto spawn minerals, this one takes the gold mining out of the deal. You get many more of the purple diamonds, so it allows you to progress through a reset much faster. However, I personally just enjoy that classic mining experience a little bit more. Now, with that in mind, there's two different planets. There's a starter planet, Mars, with fewer monsters, and then there's Jupiter with all of the masses. So let's go ahead and go Jupiter. And then there's going to be 3 different weapon sets. Now, there's only 2 weapon sets in the game. There's Weapon Group A, which is your starter weapon set. There's Weapon Group B, which is entirely different weapons that cost more but do more damage. And then there's going to be a Weapon Free set, which is a free weapon group where you can, I guess, mix and match or combine any of the defenses from the 2 different weapon groups. This one is not actually in the game yet. It's a little misleading. It goes back to that translation. Pending upgrade. It's not an upgrade that you can achieve in the game. It's pending a game update itself. So Weapon Set 1 and Weapon Group 2 are both in the game. Let's go ahead and jump on in with Weapon Group 2. Now, as you first pop on in, another positive thing is you see all the art is hand-drawn. Some things look better than others. However, I personally am a big fan of hand-drawn art, and I think it looks pretty good. Now, if we look through our basic unlocks to start, this being outside of a match, of course, we're going to be able to spend the purple diamonds, which we don't have any. So to unlock the first weapon, of course, the cost is 0. That is going to give that for us. Now, additionally, there's going to be upgrades for each individual weapon. There's going to be upgrades for our miners, and there's going to be upgrades for our base itself. So let's go ahead and pop on in and get things started. Now, when you first start into a new playthrough, it'll be important for you to make sure you launch. You want to leave prior to your base getting destroyed. If your base gets destroyed, you lose half of the purple crystals you collect. You see our little crystal miner here. We got a gold mine over here as well, but we don't yet have a gold miner. So let's go ahead and crank up the speed and see what we can do. It starts off super slow, and you don't want to push it at all. As you see, our base is already taking damage. We're getting beat up a little bit. You can crank it up to 4 times speed. However, one thing you're going to want to do is leave right away as soon as you can. Now we're going to risk it and go ahead and go one more wave here on wave 2 and hope we don't get destroyed. Right now we've earned 2 of the purple crystals, and we got a long way to go. So I can see already that I'm going to get destroyed on this run, which means I'm going to lose half of what I've collected. So my net win that time is going to be just 1 purple crystal. Now, it's telling you, of course, to retreat before you get to that point. So with 1 crystal, we can't do a whole lot. However, we can upgrade our flamethrower. We're going to need 5 to get down the mining tree, etc., etc. We'll take the baby steps through and upgrade our flamethrower here. But let's go ahead and jump on forward until we got a few more unlocks in place. So we went through a few runs, just like 2, 3, up to like 5 or 6 wave runs. We've got a few upgrades unlocked now. So we've got the entire tree for the flamethrower. Have yet to unlock another weapon yet. That will be coming next. However, we can upgrade all of the flamethrower items, but more importantly, we started working on our mining. And you see here, we've now got a gold robot. Additionally, we've got a diamond robot. So this means we're going to be earning twice as many of those purple diamonds each wave. And with the additional power we have from the flamethrower, we should be able to go a little bit further. Now, there is going to be an upgrade down the way that allows us to keep more of the diamonds on a run that we lose. However, do not have that quite yet. Now, there is also a roguelite element to the game where it's going to be a little bit different experience every time. There is some seriously broken combinations. There's one that's a piggy bank that allows you to convert your gold to purple diamonds at the end of a run. You combine that with another one that allows you to collect interest on your gold diamonds, and you end up with some pretty serious brokenness. So there is definitely a lack of balance with certain combinations with the roguelite aspect of the game. Let's get a stun on there, and let's start getting some upgrades in. I want to focus on the speed here and get this flamethrower attacking a little bit quicker, but most importantly, we want to make sure that we're not going to lose, as we're going to lose half of our diamonds. So the diamonds are collected a lot quicker. This obviously will be one of the things you'd want to upgrade as quickly as possible as you play through it. That way you're earning the permanent progression a lot faster, even at the cost of a little bit of power. It just is going to be in your best interest to get those mining upgrades in as quickly as possible. Now, as you see the little miners go away when the monsters come, there's also an upgrade down the road that we will take as well that will increase the time in between waves. And then there is yet another one that will make it so that the enemies, or that the miners ignore the enemies and keep mining the entire time. Now, as you see, I started to take damage, so I bailed on this one. We walked out of that one with 12 of the purple diamonds. That will allow us to get some more permanent upgrades in place. And what do we want to do? We don't have enough to add another diamond robot yet. I think that would have been the obvious choice. I think for this one, we'll just go ahead and pop an upgrade onto the flamethrower speed and damage to get those kicking off a little bit quicker. And let's go ahead and jump on forward yet again until we have a few more weapons and base and minor upgrades in place. And here we are much further progressed along. So I've got a lot of unlocks in now. We've got all of the weapons unlocked. I wanted to make sure to unlock all of those just to show you all the different aspects you can go into it. Another important thing I failed to mention, and another reason why you probably shouldn't just buy this game, is the audio is completely screwed. It actually has a very relaxing background music soundtrack to it, but it's terrible. You see the resolution resets every time you change it. Another bug, another reason not to buy the game. Although I do have background music turned on and the effects turned off, these settings do nothing. Now you can turn the background music off. There's no way to turn off a bunch of the audio of the guns. And of course, this is the audio that's the most ear bleeding in the game. So the background music on this video is music that I just plugged in because everybody needs a little bit of soothing reggae in their life. However, audio is completely borked in the game. Now let's take a look through. These are all of the settings. As you see, I had more than enough diamonds to unlock all of these, but I wanted to go through and get every item unlocked so you can look at them. There's the flamethrower. You can get 2 of them down. Snipers we'll get into here in just a moment. We got a biological bomb. We've got a shuriken. As you see, you can get multiple shurikens. Or actually, this is multiple projectiles, not actually multiple towers. We've got a magnetic field, which is going to vacuum cleaner everything up quite nicely, which goes real well with the bio bomb once you get lots of upgrades in. Now, taking a look at our miners, here are the full unlocks. Now, of course, the miners go away when the enemies come out. So you see this ignore monsters. It's 1,000 gems to unlock this. This will really kickstart your gem production, as the miners will go non-stop even when the monsters are coming. The unlocks here, we got speed, a gold robot, diamond robot, the movement speed, mineral value, how much you're getting on each individual mine. Of course, getting all of these jacked up right away is going to be your fastest way to progress through the game. And then we've got our base. As you see here, you get life restore, increased life, increased relics. This is the roguelite element each time that you have 1 pop. Diamond keep percentage. This is for if you fail. You can get this all the way up to 100%, so you can just go until your base fails and still keep all the diamonds. You've got a wave skipper in there, which this comes in handy later. And then interval between waves. This is huge for your purple diamond generation, as it's going to allow these little miners to keep going multiple times in the breaks in between waves. Now, additionally, this does slow down each wave once you are ignoring the enemies as well. And then you've got the big enchilada at the bottom, set sail for 10,000. This is basically the kind of reset of the game. It gets you the unlocks for the different modes. One of the things that really could use something here is there's no real value to resetting other than getting the unlocks. Now, this gives the game an end, where in most incremental games, of course, your objective is to go until you get just the most absurd numbers available. You can't do that in this game because you get no benefit for each reset. So basically, you go through, do all the game modes, do all of the weapon sets available, and then you're basically done with the game, and that is another big limiting factor on this one, and something I would like to see change. But let's go ahead and pop into our last run for this video. You see we've got flamethrowers, we've got our snipers, we've got our bio bombs, our shurikens, and our magnetic field. Let's go ahead and crank the speed all the way up, and pop through this one and get progressed through it as quickly as we can and see what we get. Now, as I mentioned, the soundtrack is awesome. Why they're crapping all over it with just ear-bleeding gun sounds, I will never guess. However, it's an audio issue in the game. Their audio channels have got to be set properly. They 100% are just not right now. As we blast through this run, you see our time in between waves are much longer, but that's also given our little miners time to really chunk through it and get some nice bits of mining going on. You see, we skipped waves on this one. We're at wave 7 now, but you see how many of these purple diamonds we're earning for each one. Now all we've got left is to add another flamethrower, and we're done with upgrades on this. I could have this one completely capped out by now just from the purple diamonds, but as I mentioned, I wanted to get all the unlocks done just so you could see all of the towers in action. This one is quite nice. Every 7 upgrades, you get a random one for free. So that one's good stuff. Our flamethrower is now maxed. We can move on to our sniper and look at some of the unlocks. As I mentioned, there is balance issues in the game. One of the roguelite pulls you'll get is the sniper's fire rate increases with each hit. This is incredibly busted, as it just makes your sniper fire as an absolute machine gun by the end of every wave. Now, the sniper tower, of course, is not the most powerful in the game. Oop, and I missed one of my free upgrades there, derping. That is no good. The sniper range is super cheap. It makes it a nice combo with that free upgrade every 7. Sadly, I was spam clicking and didn't notice the free upgrade there, but there we go. Got the freebie there on that one. So, as I mentioned, there's balance issues in the game. There's just mechanical issues with the game. Things not working. The game not doing what you would think it's supposed to do, like turning on and off audio settings. There's literally, I could list 100 reasons to completely ignore this game and not buy it. However, it is pretty darn relaxing and enjoyable for $4. So you get that aspect of it as well. Now, if the developer put some effort into this game and got it fine-tuned, this would be an incredibly enjoyable incremental tower defense roguelite game. Until that happens, though, of course, not so much. So let's jack up a few more of these upgrades here, and hoping to get a few more upgrades on some other things so you all can look at what is exactly available here. We'll take our stun missiles here. The bio bomb, once you get it full upped, it definitely adds a lot, and you'll get to the point where you're going to just easily be earning thousands of the purple gems for each playthrough. You got a radius upgrade, a damage upgrade, and then the last one is going to be a duration upgrade, allowing it to keep its time on the ground. Now, you combine that with the magnetic field. Once it's upgraded, you can't even really see the magnetic field in action a whole lot, but once it's fully upgraded, you just get everything vacuumed into a nice tight little group, and then that in turn makes your biological bomb. It makes just a huge amount of enemies sit there in that bio bomb throughout. Another quick upgrade there. You see we're up to 400 and some of the purple gems. At this point, we'll no doubt get 1,000 plus on every run. That's going to allow us to progress through the upgrades super quickly. And it kind of gives you a rough idea on how Outpost runs. That is going to do it for this time around. Here's one of the busted things. You combine this with the piggy bank, and you can end up getting like 100,000 purple gems on one run, which fully unlocks everything. Just kind of a busted combination. But anyway, like I mentioned, that is going to get it for this Tower Defense Tuesday. Hopefully everyone enjoys. I normally wouldn't put together a Tower Defense Tuesday video on a game that I just don't suggest people buy. However, I will tell you, I have really enjoyed this one despite all of its issues. And if you got an extra $4 laying around and you feel like $4 is a good amount of money to spend for 8 to 10 hours of entertainment, assuming the developer just completely does nothing in the future with this game at all, then this is definitely one you'll want to check out. There are full links down in the description below. And thank you all so much for watching. So have a wonderful afternoon. However, it's not time to launch, y'all. It is time for lunch. So we'll see you next time around. Take it easy.